What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that I feel like was literally revealed like 2 days ago, and I just happened to walk into Target looking for other things and found it. We're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Call of Duty Spawn's Burned Spawn. I don't play Call of Duty. Never really did. Just not my thing. Not my thing. But I do like weird new versions of Spawn. And there's a lot of new sculpt on here, if I'm not mistaken. I love the look of this figure. He's got some cool guns. So, yeah. I wanted to go ahead and take a look at it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, pop them open, and do just that. So, getting Burned Spawn out of the packaging here. I mean, it's just a solid release, to be honest. I mean, like, is there much to love here? No. Is there much to hate here? No. It's a good release. Like, there's nothing crazy about it. I mean, it's got some things that I really like. Like, for instance, this may not be wired, but I like that they stitched it to be like this weird decrepit cape, along with also putting some paint on there to make it look like dirty and dusty. That's pretty cool. I would have liked the wire at least in the hood, because then you get like that riding up thing, but it's not too bad here, especially if you pull like the front down. It's, you know, you can play around with it. It's not bad. I like that they glued the like chain on there or pegged that in. And then if you want, you can take this whole thing off, which I'll do to show off the rest of the figure. And I love the sculpt here. I mean, like, he's got great proportions. He's got a big chest. You can see like the Spawn body underneath, like the white lines. Now, I don't know in the game if this is Al. I really have no idea. But I like the paint, like the burnt skin for the musculature. It would have been nice if the paint continued all the way around. But, I mean, you get a nice wash on the whole, like, armor piece. If these are all punched in with silver, that would have been, like, the bee's knees. Maybe some silver details over here. This is not a functioning knife. I don't know if this is reused. Let me know in the comments if it is. I don't really know. I think there's actually, like, a lot of new sculpt here. I know the hands are reuse, but I think the head sculpt, which we'll take a look at too, looks really cool, actually. Pretty sure the head sculpt, the arms, like, I think most of this is new, which is pretty cool. So, you know, this was kind of like one of those figures that was, like, revealed and then just showed up, like, immediately. Like, I found this, like, the next day, wasn't even, like, really hunting for it. And I was just like, oh, I saved that barcode. Might as well just pick it up. So, I do like the way he looks. Now, in terms of accessories, he actually does come with a decent amount, which is very nice. So, obviously, it's a McFarlane figure, so you're going to get the stupid stand and the stupid card. But, yeah, I guess it is Al. There you go. Detroit, Michigan. I mean, it's just basic Spawn stuff, but I guess it is Al, so that's pretty cool. You can count the cape and the hood as an accessory if you like. I mean, for me, actually, I'll leave it off for articulation, but I'm just going to leave it on there. And then you get 3 pew-pews. You get this gun that they all have like this like neon green wash to them, which is pretty cool. At first, I didn't know if I would like it, but I do. It looks pretty cool. It's like an energy weapon. Get the grenade launcher. I think that's what this is. This is pretty cool. Getting that same greenish glow. And then you get this gun, which is my favorite because it also has some red paint on there. So you can really only put it in this hand in terms of like getting him to hold it. And like, did that just break? It did. Yeah, that's great. All right, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. But, you know, I mean, like, that looks pretty damn cool. Gotta admit, that looks pretty cool. So I like it. Not bad. You can't really get him to hold in the other hand. The only problem I really have with this figure in terms of a QC is this arm did not want to stay in. So I had to put some paper in there to try to tighten it up a little bit. That only worked temporarily. So then you have to put like, and do this at your own risk, put a little tiny bit of super glue on there and just keep working it. Don't stop moving. You know, you don't because if it dries, then you're just gonna tear it. So you just kind of gotta keep it working, and it'll eventually wrap around the whole thing and just kind of harden without sticking. And that's kind of what I did, and it works. I can feel a lot more tension there. It doesn't want to pull out. It'll hold itself up now. Before I wasn't able to even do that, so we're good. But it's just, you know, weird QC problems. So taking a look at the articulation. The head's not really going to look up. It won't really look down neither, or pivot. It's just kind of rotates. Pretty limited head articulation, to be honest. Shoulder moves up, down. I love the big shoulders around. Get that butterfly joint in there, which I guess they reused from the Spawn body because that has like muscular texture to it. And then the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that are pretty ugly, but kind of hidden, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. Torso, you should have expected. You're really not going to get anything here. If there's a joint there, I can't feel it. But surprisingly, look at how far he can crunch down and back. It's not bad. And then it'll rotate. I was actually kind of surprised on how much movement he has there. So it's actually not bad considering the design. Oh, man, I thought I just broke it. Oh, man. I mean, McFarlane joints are so easy to get on usually, so they'll go out that far without popping off. He'll kick forward and back, no thigh rotation, double jointed knees, which are kind of pinless on this side, literally just one joint. Like, make that make sense, McFarlane. Then the ankles go down, up, they'll rotate, they'll also pivot, and then you do get a pretty decent toe hinge. So yeah, the ankles are like that, like kind of ratchety shit that like it's kind of hard to get them to stand, but it works, and I'm just kind of pleasantly surprised with this figure overall. Like, moves the way it needs to, especially with that joint in the torso. I mean, is it anything crazy? Absolutely not, but I think it's solid for what it needs to be. He's a 7-inch scale figure, so here he is next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzar's Fortnite Series 6-inch Peely. Here he is next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin. And then finally, here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So some of you might be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And I gotta say, I mean, I wasn't like incredibly excited and had to have this figure by any means, but that being said, man, my chair is extra creaky right now. That being said, it is a pretty solid figure. I think that it has more paint detail than I thought it would. It's got nice soft goods. It's got decent articulation, I guess. I mean, this is the best gun pose he can get in, really. It's not that great. The legs aren't great. I mean, the articulation is definitely the weak point, but I think it's overall pretty solid for a figure that I really was not expecting much from. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. So at a price point of around, this guy's going to run you $29.99. I think that's better than certain releases from McFarlane, but I mean, these prices are getting up there, guys. What are we doing here? So at that price point, I can't go higher than a 7.5. He should move a little bit better, and maybe a bendy wire. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I am sure you will too. But as always, let me know. I'm copping. See you guys next one. Peace. As long as I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.